will split left and Young right for the Mustangs. And Knight will turn and give the ball back to Pewitt. We haven't called his name too much, but he's up across the 40 before he loses the ball, and the officials are going to rule he was down.
Steve Pewitt, maybe pound for pound, one of the toughest football players on this side of the state. He makes moves well. He'll hit the big guys, pop off of there. Very seldom coughs up the ball, and of course he didn't lose it there until after the whistle was blown.
He picked up 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Mustangs. Ball on their own 42. And the give will go to Williams, and he'll bang up close to that 1st down.
Yes, they have the 1st down, Joe.
Stopped by Carl Gathright, the fullback, who's now playing linebacker for Niles. 1st and 10 for Portage Central. Martin again, split left, Young right. Polderman the tight end. Pewitt and Williams in the backfield in the pro set. Knight will turn and give to Pewitt, and he's met immediately by David Mataford, the nose guard, and dropped for a big loss. Ball will move back inside the Mustang 45. Loss of 2 or 3. They're going to call it 3, 2nd and 13. Norman checks out, Polderman back in.
Had to be a missed assignment on that, Joe, to get that nose guard right in there that quick. Because there was no deception on the play. It was a straight handoff to Steve, and he had nowhere to go.
The graphic you see on your screen is not correct. It is not 1st and 10, but 2nd and 13. As Knight throws to Martin, in and out of his hands. Coverage by Kasarik, number 36.
It's a nice throw again, Joe, by the sophomore quarterback. Terry just couldn't quite get his hands on it, or the handle on it at any rate. He had his hands on it.
Just a little post pattern to Martin. Again, a timing type pattern. Knight takes 3 steps and throws to a spot on the field in hopes that Martin gets there. And Martin got there and the ball got there, but he just didn't quite hang on. 3rd and 13, 3:33 left to play in the half, and Knight will drop straight back again and throw it in the right flat, and he's complete this time, and I think that's Stacy Young, I believe. It is?
Yeah.
I was about to say Polderman, but Polderman ran more of a post, and Young ran a hook.
Interesting to see what they'll do now, Joe, with 4th and a yard in the plus zone. It looks like they're going to go with it. They send Big Doug Roberts in.
Again, a very poised Dan Knight, as we've got an official's timeout, I believe. Looking for a dry ball, I think. As I mentioned, the field a little bit soggy tonight, and as the ball rests down there and gets hiked back up to the quarterback, it gets wet. And Coach Greg Flasker is going to give the official a new ball. Going to dry it off, get a fresh football in there. One that Mustangs will be able to handle perhaps a little bit better. On a 4th and 1 call, with the ball resting just shy of the Viking 45.
In a slowdown like that, Joe, you're not sure who it helps. Whether it helps the defense to get a chance to think about things, or the offense where they're going to make sure that everybody's got the right play on a big play like this with 4th and 1.
Here we go, 4th and 1, double tight end for the Mustangs, and they give it to who else but Marty Williams, and he's through for the 1st down. Right behind Doug Roberts. Again, Mataford getting up off the bottom of that pile for Niles. 1st and 10, Portage Central. Ball on the 42-yard line, 3:20 left to play in the half. Bruce Eaton checks out for the Mustangs. Nice straight back, looking downfield, and he's going to go down. And he's getting up a little bit slowly, but it, again, did not throw the ball away, as Niles had good pressure and dropped him.
Boy, 3 big kids in there on Dan Knight right away, Joe.
Mataford again in on that stop, and that's a loss of 10. It'll be 2nd and 20. Those are the plays that hurt. Knight calling the signals again. He'll drop straight back, and he'll throw again to Young, and no good this time. Pat Mead in on the coverage for Niles.
After last week, Joe, where Danny Knight threw one pass, the fans are getting a treat in terms of aerial ball tonight at any rate.
Well, Coach Knight must feel that he can throw the ball. That short 10-yard out pass to Stacy Young, who's got good speed. They've got to respect that speed and perhaps drop off him just a little bit, and that creates the opening. That time they didn't connect, though. 3rd and 20. Ball on the Mustang 49. Knight on the draw to Williams. He breaks one tackle across the 50, and that's about as far as he'll go. In on the stop is Aaron Kofel again. Fourth and 16 now for Portage Central, as that draw did not fool the Vikings for very long.
Looks like they may want to punt and put them in a hole with 2 minutes or a little bit less than 2 minutes to go, Joe, and just make Niles either do some kind of a hurry-up offense with the hopes maybe of intercepting or something like that, or at least put them down there where there's not the major chance of scoring.
We'll see the ball hopefully into the coffin corner. Nice catch by the punter, and a good punt. Niles not dropping anybody back. Let's see, is it going to get there? Where are they going to mark it on the... Oh, no.
No, he carried it in. He carried it in, Joe. If your momentum takes it all the way in, you bring it out to the 20.
Hustling down the field was Mike Bell again, and trying to dive for it down there and stop it on the 1, but he couldn't quite do it. His momentum carried him into the end zone, spoiling a 50-yard punt.
Well, I tell you, Joe, too, I think that ball was going to die right there if nobody had touched it.
I think you might be right.
In the excitement and the hustle down there, and that's one of the Mustangs' fortes, I guess, is getting down the field, doing everything you can, full speed. It's just one of those things where you're not sure, and maybe the back to pick the ball up wasn't sure that just rolling in the end zone would cause it to take it out to the 20.
Again, I don't think you can fault anyone for making an aggressive mistake. 1st and 10 for Niles on their own 20. We'll see if they elect to keep the ball on the ground or throw it, and Brawley will drop back to throw and look over the middle on the delay. And again, it's Elsey, and he's got the ball up across the 40-yard line. That's 3 completions or receptions for Elsey. Pickup of 20. It'll be 1st and 10 again, 1:23 to play. The clock stops while they move the yard markers. Brawley in the shotgun. Snap is good. He'll drop back again. He'll throw to the flat to Elsey, wide open across the 50 to the 48. And he's slapped down by Bueller. Another first down for the Vikings.
So we're looking at a prevent defense where they're going to allow that in there and make sure that they stop him and nothing gets deep on them.
Well, I tell you,
with a minute 13.
You can't keep giving him up 10 yards at a crack, though. You need tighter coverage. Again, looking for Elsey. Throws it out in the flat, and he is really hit hard and incomplete.
It was a great hit by Buller on that.
Oh, my. That ball a little bit late getting there, kind of hung up in the air. Elsey might have had another completion.
That's right. It gave Buller just the time to time the hit and make the big hit like that and cause the dropping of the ball.
And it looks like they're alternating between running the post and running a little hook pattern. That time they hooked to the sideline. The ball hung up a little bit and was incomplete. 2nd and 10. 1:04. Brawley again straight back to pass. Looking into the flat, he's got Campbell, and he's also got a penalty flag and a fumble.
And a fumble. Portage Central has the ball. We'll have to wait for the what happened on the penalty.
Buller again in on the stop. Also Aaron Hinklin over there. And we'll wait for the penalty. Personal foul is the call against the Mustangs. So we'll see if it's a post-possession type penalty where it'll be the Mustang football or whether it was prior to the fumble. And it looks like they're talking with Niles. Personal foul. Mustangs. That's weird.
I don't understand that, Joe, because if they declined it, it would seem like it'd be the Mustangs' ball.
It sure does. Official waved off on a decline type signal. They're going to talk it over. 57 seconds left to play in the first half. The Mustangs clinging to a 6-0 lead and hoping to get the football back. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen as they're sending their defensive unit back out onto the field. Jeff Lee, the interested observer for the Vikings in that officials huddle, and they're really talking this over. There you see them.
Well, they are, Joe, and if they decline the penalty, which means the play stands as is, the Mustangs will get the football.
Certainly
Unless
would.
somebody else can explain that a little better to me, I'm having trouble.
Well, again, you've got to determine whether the penalty occurred before or after the fumble. But in any case, if it's against the Mustangs, I'd think that Niles would want the penalty.
Boy, that's right.
They don't want to give the ball to the Mustangs in this kind of field position. Now they're going to call over Bueller for the Mustangs. He's their tri-captain. They'll talk things over with him. Also, Jeff Freeze, you see standing in your picture there for Niles. 6-foot senior, 6'4", 210 pounds. At halftime, we'll be giving you a good look at the Portage Central Marching Band under the direction of Pat Flynn. 2 years ago, the band was an award-winning band in Europe and one of the finest bands in Southwest Michigan. Penalty will be against the Mustangs, but we'll wait and see whether or not Niles will retain possession. I think they will.
Well, they took the penalty in the end. I'm not sure how they explained the whole thing away once they call it one way and then change it back.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, I think, was the call. We'll try and find out what happened at halftime and tell you at the beginning of the second half. Niles has it 1st and 10 on the Mustang 35. 57 seconds left to go in the half. Brawley again drops straight back. Now he's being chased out of the pocket and he's going to go down. Munson in on that stop.
Boy, Eric Munson had him running all over on that one, Joe, and then he had help, of course. When Brawley starts to run out of the pocket like that, then you can get other people there to help.
44 seconds left to play in the half, and we've got a timeout called by the Vikings.
Well, I didn't want to correct you. I didn't know.
Correct me.
You do more studying than I do. Little
and
tricky play there.
There's a little quick pitch pass. Mustangs smell it out in a hurry. Clock will continue to move. 33 seconds. 3rd and 16 as they try the little quick pitch off the shotgun. Brawley again back and again pressured. He still has it running to his left. And he's going to dance out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Good coverage downfield by the Mustang secondary.
So in the play before, it looks on the monitor on the screen like it's just a little bit of a pitch forward, but that is a forward pass. If that ball's dropped, it's a incompleted pass rather than a fumble of any kind.
Exactly right. 4th and 20 with 19 seconds left. This could be the last play of the first half. Brawley again straight back and under heavy pressure from Roberts. Running to his right, trying to find some room. Throws to Pat Mead, and he's wrapped up quickly by the Mustangs' Kalinsky. Well short of the first down. Portage Central will take the prevent defense, I'm sure. Mustangs come out in their standard look. They'll split 2 men out. Stacy Young at the top of your picture to the right and Martin down to the left. Williams and Pewitt behind Danny Knight. 9 seconds to play in the half. Portage Central leads 6-0. Long snap count for the Mustangs. And they're going to keep it on the ground, and Pewitt will move it up 5 yards, and that'll be the half. 3 seconds, 2 seconds.
No, they called timeout, Joe.
And he calls timeout. Interesting call.
Yeah, after running the ball and then calling timeout. Sometimes you just might want to set them up thinking that you're just going to run out the clock and then maybe try to throw a little trickery their way on the last use their time.
Yeah. This time they'll put both receivers to the right side, the top of your picture. You can see him just under the timeout. This will be the last play of the first half. 2nd and 10. Knight back, and he'll give on the draw to Williams across the 40. He's still on his feet, down close to the 25-yard line. 25-yard pickup, but he didn't get in the end zone. So our score at the end of the first half, Portage Central 6 and Niles nothing.